G'day one and all, how you all going? My name's Wilfred West from Locksport, Victoria, Australia. Hello everyone, how you going? Now, I've got a question. It's to do with Peter Dutton's sugar-coated shit policy of taking 25 cents off the fuel. Well, basically, being honest with you, it's a sugar-coated shit. Let's hypothetically say they managed to get into power, right? For unknown reason, there's enough idiots in Australia that vote Liberal, not knowing how fucked up our country's going to get when they do get in. So they get this lollipop. I call it sugar-coated shit. Right, it's a stick with shit on it and sugar around it. You lick the sugar off and you end up getting shit up for 12 months. Now, cutting the price off fuel is good, but do the companies have to pass that on? First of all, how long is it going to take to get into the parliament? Can the government do it just like that? Or does it have to pass the lower house and the upper house? First of all, so that will take at least a month, maybe 2 months out of that 12 months. Second of all, once he's sort of like amazed to pass it, does it go from the time they pass it or from the time they get into power? So for 12 months then they pass a bill, so 12 months time it will run out again, right? Where the opposition has a permanent one in place which will last permanently. Okay, you can be able to increase it or decrease it, but it'll be last impermanently instead of having a sugar-coated shit, how I call it, right? So now my question is, do the fuel companies have to pass it on, and how long do they have to pass it on? Can they wait 8 months, 9 months, 12 months before they pass it on, or can they actually add that price, take that tax cut, give the money themselves and not lower the price of fuel? How's the government can force the fuel companies to lower the price of fuel? It's a question everybody should ponder before making decisions, rash decisions like Peter Dutton has. He's backflipped on multiple things so far. He's flipped on, he's not going to cut the public service, he's not going to do this, he's not going to do that. He's still got to find money to pay for the nuclear power stations, which every single nuclear power station that's been built in the last 20 odd so years has come over budget, right? Over time, over budget, and it's cost more for the end consumer. That's a fact. I don't know how else we could explain that. That's just simply maths for you. Peter Dutton's too Americanized for me. Okay, simple as that. Only way to describe him. I guess see my beautiful face enough. But anyway, that's a good question people should be asking themselves. Do you want a permanent tax cut or sugar-coated shit? That's the first thing you want to ask yourself. And in that sugar-coated shit, do the fuel companies have to pass it on? They can say, oh, we'll take the tax cut, but we're going to keep the fuel at, say, $2.50 and not take that 25 cents off a litre at all and just leave it at $2.50. Who's to say they have to pass it on? And same with the gas. The gas infrastructure is not there for what Peter Dutton wants to do. It's down south, South Australia and Northern Territory, Queensland, where the two fuel things are. And they'd have to actually build pipes, either running from South Australia or running from Queensland, to compensate for the fuel, compensate for the gas, or basically ship it by ship. And that means they get the gas, liquefy it, put it into the ships, transfer the ships to Sydney and the East Coast and that, and Melbourne, and then redo it again, and so it can be used for consumers, and that's more expensive. So, and also, as the Prime Minister said, it was 30 cents. Oh, I don't know exact number. That's it, 30 cents. I don't know what the measurement was. It's now 16 cents to that measurement. So they have reduced the fuel cost of the gas and that. It's up to now the companies to reduce that for the consumer. And of course, it's up to the government to have the balls enough to force them to do it, or try to force them to do it. Anyway, my name's Wilfred West, and you're from Locksport, Victoria, Australia. Just a quick question to ponder. Do you really want a sugar-coated shit?